For the first time, possibly ever, Henley makes a return trip to Pell Court this season for the second time. And the third matchup between the Hornets and the Klamath Union Pelicans. Alongside Mark McDaniel, I'm Matt Bowling. This return trip only just made possible this year with the Skyline Conference expanding to a 3-round schedule, so each team playing each other 3 times as opposed to the 2 times that it had been going back several years, a decade plus. Henley won the first 2 games pretty easily and are looking to make it 3-0 as we reach the 2/3 mark of the Skyline Conference schedule. We are about ready for the national anthem and starting lineups, so we will step aside. Tip-off coming up after this break here on mybasin.com.
Parent of a high school athlete, I've given up trying to get pictures of my kid playing sports. It's nearly impossible to take pictures and enjoy the game. There is a solution, though. God's Gifts Photography attends high school sporting events in the Basin to take individual and team action photos at a great price. Search God's Gifts 2 on Facebook to learn more. They'll come and capture your athlete in action, creating those frameable lifelong memories so you can watch and just enjoy the moment. Call 541-281-2206 to get your athlete on their schedule. God's Gifts Photography.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars, there are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
At mybasin.com, we bring you the power of local radio,
the pace and reach of social media,
the information of 24-hour news,
and the excitement of local sports.
We do this with a team of radio professionals that is second to none.
Klamath Falls is a community that we love and a place that we are proud to call home.
Klamath Falls deserves a media group that is as committed to you as you are to Klamath Falls.
MyBasin.com is your go-to place for news,
sports, events, and everything going on at home in Klamath Falls.
Starters for Henley: Kennedy Modine, Preston Shade, Lily Fassell, Michaela Schroeder, and Anna Harper. For Klamath Union, it's Andy Harmon, Jasmine Wilson, Farah Zumwalt, Leah Segura, and Lisette Wata. Once again, Matt Bowling here alongside Mark McDaniel. Take a look at the Skyline Conference standings coming into this game. You see Henley running away with it at the top, 7-0. Klamath Union in a dogfight, along with Phoenix and Hidden Valley contesting for the second place spot, which would be the second automatic playoff berth, and the third place spot, which would get them into a play-in game. Based on the OSAA rankings, which you can see there in the far right column, it's unlikely that either the fourth or fifth place team would get an at-large bid to the postseason. Now, both of these teams were affected by the winter storm that swept through the Klamath Basin last week, canceled school for the entire week, which meant that not only were there no games for either of these teams, there were no practices. Henley was able to get a makeup game in on Saturday against Mazama. They won 66-19. Did not look rusty at all. Led 20-2 at the end of the first. Allowed just 5 field goals the entire game, 4 of which came from beyond the arc. Klamath Union, the only basketball action they've had since their last game on January 31st would have been Monday's practice. That game was at Phoenix A 53-37 loss. Pelicans shot 16% from the field in that game and had 22 turnovers.
Yeah, well, Matt, I think the Pelicans have a lot to play for tonight. I mean, as you said, they have a chance to get into a tournament scenario. So, and the Hornets, they can start to clinch the league title and get ready for the state tournament. So there's a lot to play for. And as you remember last year, about this time of year, the Pelicans upset the Hornets here at Pelican Court.
It's going to be Harper versus Harmon for the tip-off. It's the breast cancer awareness game for Klamath Union. So the Pelicans in their specialty pink outfits.
Good looking uniforms.
Henley wins the tip-off and we're underway. Those pink outfits in the student section as well. Into Harper. This is Modine. Lofting it in for Schroeder, and she beats Segura to the bucket.
Nice pass.
Henley forces a turnover on the inbound.
Hornets open up in a tight full court press.
Underneath Harper, fouled. And look at the previous two results this season for Henley against Klamath Union. The Hornets won the first game at 74-36 here at Pell Court on January 9th. And then they won 56-31 at the Hornets' Nest on January 8th, or 28th, excuse me. That was their last game before the snowstorm hit. Jasmine Wilson up out of bounds. It will stay with the Pelicans. Zumwalt looking to inbound. Into Wilson. Flips it up, turns it over. Taken away by Schroeder. Now Shade ahead. Shade with a lane. Blocked out of bounds. Andy Harmon with the denial on the layup attempt. Shade will inbound now. Throws it up top to Modine. Modine finds a lane, too strong off the glass. Batted out of bounds. It will be Pelicans ball. Set Wata throws it in. Disrupted by Shade. Still KU ball. Wilson throws it in. This is Zumwalt. Zumwalt drives, passes it back to Harmon for a long two that won't go. The putback won't go either for Segura. Schroeder pushed out of bounds, able to get the pass off to Shade beforehand. Harper wide open for a mid-range, off the rim. Loose ball on the baseline. And Wata came away with it. Now gives it over to Zumwalt. Into the paint for Harmon. She has it swatted out of her hands by Harper, and Schroeder is going to be fouled on the floor.
A little scramble in the key.
Shade. Over to Modine. Now Fassell. Fassell looking baseline. Sends it to Schroeder almost turned over. Shade came away with it. Ends up going out of bounds. It'll be Henley ball.
I think KU's going to get it.
Well, one ref pointed in Henley's direction. Wataw into Harmon. Gives it back to Wataw for a drive. Lissette Wataw fouled. And will take a trip to the free throw line. 5:38 left in the first quarter. Lissette Wataw looking to get her team on the board. Had a double-double in KU's last game against Phoenix. 15 points, 10 rebounds. She shot 9 of 13 from the free throw line in that game. And she goes 2 for 2 here. Shade. Into Harper. 3 defenders around her. She can't cash in on the bucket. Rebound comes to Fussell. Fussell, baseline drive, bounce to Harper, disrupted. Back out to Fussell. Shade pulls up from 3. That won't go. Rebound into the hands of Fussell. Her turnaround misses off the glass. It's tapped out to Modine, saving it from going into the backcourt, but harassed by Wilson. Gives it to Fussell. Shade. Shade. Looking for room. Harper. Fussell. Shakes a defender, misses the shot. Harper gets it underneath. Foul.
That's one thing Matt Henley does is work so hard on the boards. They're getting second and third chances. The Pelicans are going to have to really box out.
Second, third, I think that one might have gotten to a fourth chance. Harper makes the first free throw. Anissa Jimenez and Bella Armijo checking in for Klamath Union as Harmon and Zumwalt come to the bench. Harper 2 for 2. And she's now up to 4 points. 4:40 left in the first quarter. Here's Jasmine Wilson trying to pass it in the paint, but went right to Fussell. Fussell pulled up from mid-range, would not go. Foul on the rebound. It's called against Preston Shade. Senya Campos checks in for the Hornets and immediately intercepts the inbound. Rifles it over to Fussell for a wide open 3, and she got it. And near turnover on the inbound. It'll stay with KU. Man, that's how you make an impact right off the bench, Mark.
That was a great play. Good anticipation, got the steal, and then Hornets get a 3. Oh.
Here's Wilson, guarded by Shade. Floats it into the paint for Segura. Her turnaround is off the side of the backboard. Senya Campos in transition. Campos gives it to Shade. Shade, turnaround off the rim. Schroeder, rebound, putback won't go. Here's Armijo firing ahead to Jimenez. Jimenez loses it out of bounds. It's Henley ball. Timeout called by Klamath Union. They trail 9-2 with 3:40 to go in the first quarter here on mybasin.com.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and little league teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars. There are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
Henley with the ball up 9-2 coming out of the timeout. Again, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Night here at Klamath Union, so the Pelicans with the pink uniforms. Student section got the pink outfits on. Preston Shade fouled on a drive. It's the fourth on Klamath Union, so each subsequent one will be free throws for Henley the rest of the quarter. Shade inbound to Schroeder. She dishes to Harper. Harper pulls up from the elbow, can't connect. Fight for the rebound. Fussell wins it. Fussell step back. That one's too long. Campos the rebound. She pulls up. Bang!
That was deep. That was downtown.
Henley with a double-digit lead, and Fussell comes up with a steal. Campos had footsteps behind her, fouled on the drive, and Wilson frustrated at that one. That's her third foul. So Campos to the line. Misses the first free throw. Kennedy Modine and Bailey Ladner checking in for Henley. Tell you what, Mark, Senya Campos has had a really good game so far. I mean, they put her in. She immediately gets a steal and an assist.
Well, when she comes in and ignites the team like that, it sure helps.
She connects on a three and then smartly decides to drive and draw a foul instead of having that three potentially blocked from behind. Turnover on the pass into the corner. 2:40 left in the first quarter. Henley well in control, up 13-2. This is Fussell. Modine. Rifle to Campos. Campos in some trouble, slips out of it and scores. Another turnover. Ladner had her back turned and it still came right to her. Modine pulls up from three, misses. Schroeder gets the board, finds Ladner, her shot's blocked. It'll stay with Henley. And John Nahar will use his second timeout of the quarter as his team now down by 13 with 2:01 remaining. You're watching high school basketball on mybasin.com. Henley with the ball out of the timeout, looking to add to a 15-2 lead.
Pelicans are struggling right now getting the ball up the court against that Henley full court pressure defense.
Campos inbounds up top to Fussell. This is Modine. Modine gets by a defender, misses off the glass. Schroeder the rebound, the putback won't go. Rebounded by Wata. Wata almost lost it on the sideline. Able to get to the bucket, but misses the shot. Outlet pass to Fasel, disrupted by Armijo, ends up out of bounds. It'll go back to Klamath Union. Mariah Miller inbounds it to Bella Armijo. Armijo doubled, gets it back to Miller. Wata for three. Up and over the backboard, out of bounds. Senya Campos. Fakes the handoff to Ladner, drives, blocked. Mariah Miller with the rejection. But Wata loses it out of bounds. It'll go back to Henley. Shaden Harper back in for Schroeder and Fasel. Looks like Leah Segura returning for Klamath Union, replacing Gracia Vanderwall. This is Shade. Under a minute to go in the first quarter. Campos. Shade. Ladner at the elbow. Drives. Out of bounds. Last touched by Henley. Wata too far ahead for Armijo. Klamath Union's really got to settle down some of these long passes.
Yeah, they're struggling right now getting the ball up the court.
This is Campos. Hands it to Modine. Modine drives, takes a bump, flips it to Harper for the bucket.
Nice pass. Nice pass there by Modine.
And almost another turnover. Ball is loose. It's picked up by Modine. Harper, Campos, open three, won't go. Armijo chases down the board. Time expires in the first quarter, though, before she's able to get it up court. Henley, 17, Klamath Union 2, here on mybasin.com.
We drive play an important part of our everyday. Whether we're going to work, dropping off the kids at school, or maybe even on that first date. Vehicles we drive play an important role in all of that. And that's why at Klamath Falls Subaru, we are so passionate about getting you the long-lasting vehicle that you will love. When you come to our store, you'll find that every department is dedicated to caring for our customers, which is why I can proudly send anyone here knowing that they will be treated like family. Stop by and say hi. When you come to Klamath Falls Subaru, you're coming home.
For the second game in a row, Henley holds their opponent without a field goal in the first quarter. Klamath Union's only points so far have come on a pair of Lisette Watoff free throws. For the Hornets, Senya Campos and Anna Harper are leading the way with 6 points each.
Yeah, Coach Jensen's got to be pleased right now with the pressure defense. And then, they're spreading the wealth on offense. They're hitting the boards, getting multiple chances. So he's got to be happy right now.
They're doing what they do. I mean, this is a team that spent a whole week out of the gym. No games, no practices. They certainly haven't lost a step. Looks like Miller's foot might have been on the sideline there. And so it's a turnover. Campos loses it, picks it back up. Trying to drive on Jimenez. Into the paint. Called for the travel.
Maybe tried to do a little too much there.
Zumwalt pressured by Modine. Now Ladner called for the foul. Turned over. Pass went right to Anna Harper. Modine into Ladner. She bounces to Harper. Harper tried the reverse layup. It wouldn't go. Fight for the rebound, and it looks like it's going to be a jump ball. The possession arrow points to the Hornets.
Bailey Ladner had an open shot, but she was trying to be unselfish.
Making the extra pass. Harper wide open on the inbound, and she cashes in. Segura over to Jimenez. She's open for a three, misses. Rebound, put back blocked by Harper. Harper leads the team in blocks. That is her 13th of the season. And on the other end, it's Andy Harmon with a rejection. Miller almost pickpocketed by Fussell, able to get it over to Jimenez. Into the paint, turned over. Out of bounds.
You know, it seems like the Pelicans could use Andy Harmon a little more down in the paint. She's probably 6 foot, 6'1". She's a presence on defense. It'd be good to see the Pelicans utilize her a little better.
Campos bringing it up. Hands it to Harper. Harper drives, puts it up, gets her own miss, fouled. Anna Harper with 8 points so far, looking to make it 10. Misses the first free throw. That's her first miss from the line tonight. Averaging 12.4 points per game, 7.5 rebounds for the Hornets this season. She knocks the second one in. 6:15 left in the first half. It's now an 18-point lead for Henley. Miller, Segura, bothered by Harper. Rebound comes to Miller, who misses the mid-range. Loose ball picked up by Fussell. Campos. Dishes to Schroeder. I think that shot might have been blocked. Miller, pressured by Modine. Almost intercepted by Fussell. Zumwalt able to get it across. And a foul called on Henley as Modine bumped into Miller. Fussell will check out, or Campos will check out for shade. Armijo and Wata back in for Klamath Union. Miller into Zumwalt. Wata trying to throw it into the paint. It ends up out of bounds. Last touch by the Pelicans. Schroeder getting in the way there and forcing yet another Klamath Union turnover. Modine. Cross court to Fussell. Shade back over to Modine. Her three is good. Pass ahead to Miller. Now Armijo. Armijo gets a shot off. It won't go. Harper chases down the rebound, but is called for the travel. .4:59 left in the first half. Wata to inbound. Guarded by Fussell. Fussell tips it, takes it away. Modine ahead. Dishes to Shade. Shade in the paint.
Nice move. The old dipsy-do there.
Almost stolen by Schroeder. And Shade commits the foul going for the steal. That's the third foul of the quarter on Henley. Miller into Armijo. Underneath, Harmon can't corral it. Vassell takes it away.
Good backside help by Vassell.
Shade thought about a three. Instead, will go inside to Schroeder, but she's bumped. Comes back to Shade. She tries to bounce it to Harper. It's turned over. Harmon the other way. Ahead to Wata. Rolls off the rim. Wata gets it back. Over to Armijo. Now Miller. Up to Zumwalt. Miller. Zumwalt. Zumwalt looking to drive. Sends it over to Armijo. Armijo tries to bounce it to Harmon. It's taken away by Schroeder. Modine pulls up. Misses. Vassell skies in for the board and
nice
gets
rebound.
the putback off the glass.
That's an athletic basketball move there.
Well, Vassell was a state finalist in the long jump last spring, and you can kind of see it right there.
Very athletic.
Zumwalt inside. Armijo mishandles it and turned over again. Shade weaving her way around the defender. It pops out. Chasing down the loose ball is Harmon. And not sure what the whistle was about there, Mark.
I don't know if it was out of bounds or a foul. I guess it was just out of bounds.
It may have been a mistaken whistle because Klamath Union keeps possession and there's no foul being added to the board.
Watching Harmon and Schroeder down underneath.
And that is a foul.
Yeah.
It's going to be called on Schroeder. Her first. And Klamath Union calls timeout. 2:31 to go in the first half. Pelicans down 25 here on mybasin.com.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
A 27-2 lead for Henley with 2:31 remaining in the second quarter. Klamath Union with the ball out of the timeout. Pelicans still looking for their first field goal of the game. Armijo gets it for him.
There it is.
Shade. Hands it to Campos. Campos drives, scores.
Being left-handed, that's her shot.
Mariah Miller bringing it up. This is Lisette Wata trying to drive on Ladner. Ladner called for the foul. Wata misses the first free throw. Rattles in the second. Campos to Ladner. Shade. Taps it over to Ladner. Back to Shade. Shade looking for options. 15 on the shot clock. Gives it to Harper. Harper looking inside for Schroeder. Schroeder trying to score over Harmon, can't do it. Ladner's putback won't fall, and the rebound comes to Wata. Wata looking to go coast to coast, loses it. It's taken away by Shade. Shade bumped, and a foul called.
So Harmon has 3. That
should certainly open things up for Schroeder. A minute 8 to go in the first half. Top of the key 3 for Campos. Rattles off. Harper gets the board, but turns it over. Here's Wata. Lisette Wata guarded by Ladner. Gets it to Jimenez. Anissa Jimenez. Bothered, turnover. Shade. Fires to Ladner. About a 4-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Schroeder can't keep it in bounds as it goes errantly into the corner. Zumwalt. Looking for space around the perimeter. Guarded tightly. Throws it in. Wata is fouled. Senya Campos drawing the whistle there, and so Wata will head back to the free throw line with 11.5 seconds to go in the first half.
I think they called that on Harper.
They did. That's her second.
Yeah.
Modine and Fassell back in for Harper and Ladner. Wata goes 2 for 2 from the line. Into Modine. 8 seconds left. Modine to Shade. 4 seconds. Modine has to shoot, misses. So we end the first half with Henley up 29-7 here at Klamath Union. Matt Bowling here alongside Mark McDaniel. You're watching high school basketball on mybasin.com.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been away forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place. And then I heard your voice. I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coldwell Banker, where home begins.
You
the innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Henley 29, Klamath Union 7. Here at halftime in this Skyline Conference matchup. Just total domination on the defensive end for the Hornets, who have only allowed one field goal. It came in the second quarter. We'll go over your individual scoring. Anna Harper leading everybody with 9 points. Senya Campos with 8. Lily Fassell with 5. Kennedy Modine with 3. Preston Shade and Michaela Schroeder both with 2. For Klamath Union, Lisette Wata has 5, all on made free throws, and Bella Armijo has 2, the lone Pelicans field goal of the night so far.
Yeah, Matt, I think the first half is all turnovers on KU's part. Henley averages, I think they average about a little over 63 points a game. They're not far off of that, but the Pelicans are just having trouble with Henley's defense.
And again, this Klamath Union team has not played a game since January 31st. They only got back to practice yesterday after the big winter storm canceled school for the entire week. So understandable that they could be a little disjointed, a little rusty. Unfortunately, this is not the team you want to be playing against if you're trying to kind of get back in that rhythm.
Yeah, when you're rusty a little bit, yeah, like you said, playing the Hornets team that's so aggressive on defense, and then they rebound so well, they're getting multiple. The turnover, the rebounding margins right now, it's probably quite a disparity between the two teams. Henley dominating the boards as well.
I'll show you the Skyline Conference standings again. Henley, number 3 in 4A, according to the OSAA computer rankings, looking to defend their state championship, which they won as the 2 seed last year. Klamath Union, half a game behind Hidden Valley for 3rd, and a full game behind Phoenix for 2nd, excuse me. Pelicans ranked number 19 by the OSAA computer rankings. A few spots off the bubble in terms of getting an at-large bid, so their best bet for a postseason berth is to climb into that 2nd or 3rd spot, although they are kind of on track for a setback here tonight at Henley. But, you look at the rest of their schedule, it's not bad. They play Hidden Valley tomorrow. They're at Mazama on Friday, at Hidden Valley on Tuesday, and at Phoenix next Friday, the 21st. So they still control their own destiny as far as a playoff spot goes, even with tonight's impending loss.
Yeah, I think you're right. This second half right here goes a long ways for the Pelicans to get ready for the rest of the season. If they can battle in the second half and get back in rhythm from the layoff, I think they still have a chance to make a run at getting into the playoffs, which is awesome.
We were talking before the game about this time last year when Henley came to Pell Court. It was the last week of the regular season, and Klamath Union able to knock off the Hornets, hand them their only loss only Skyline Conference loss last year and end up claiming a share of the conference title. That was the first conference title since 1990 for the KU girls basketball program. It was Kawhi Leonard-esque buzzer beater by Dianara Pena. She shot it top of the key. It went off the backboard, out off the rim, off the backboard, off the rim and in. Well, kind of pinballed its way in for the bucket, and huge win for Klamath Union. That team ended up finishing 19-4. Second most wins in program history. They finished fourth at the state tournament, which is the best they've done at the state tournament in program history.
Yeah, that win against Henley gave them a lot of confidence, and they represented themselves, like you said, very well at the state tournament. One of their better finishes in a long time.
I think Klamath Union graduated 5 seniors from that team, though, including Pena, who's actually in the house tonight. She's back from Lane Community College, where she's playing for the #1 team in the NWAC. Titans 24-0 on the season, 11-0 in conference play. Next game is at home against Chemeketa this Saturday. But yeah, Mark, I mean, to graduate her and 4 other key players, I mean, it's tough to replace that. And so this is something of a rebuilding year for the Pelicans, but for them to still be in playoff contention at this point speaks to the job, I think, that John Nahar has done, and still relatively early in his coaching career. This is only his 4th season with Klamath Union.
Yeah, I think he's trying to build the right culture. He's trying to get the kids to buy into the program, and when you do that, your improvements get substantially greater. So I think their time is still coming, but it's a tough, like you said, tough coming off a break of the weather, playing against the Hornets. It's a good learning experience.
If you're wondering where in the world is Josh Eldridge tonight, he is at Bonanza for our Gino's Cafe game of the week, a big 2A rivalry between the Antlers and the Lost River Raiders. He's got the girls game going right now, also on mybasin.com. That game is tied 19-19 at the half. Always great when those two teams get together. A very entertaining affair. Mark, I know you officiated in the Klamath Basin for about a decade. I know you probably called a few of those matchups.
Oh, those were some of the greatest. Going to those small gyms, big crowds, loud, but it's just a battle between Bonanza, Lost River, Chiloquin. You know, you had to get yourself mentally ready to go referee those games because you want to give your best effort, but those were good games, and it's still going on. Some of these leagues are pretty tight.
Once again, that's our Gino's Cafe game of the week. It is also being broadcast on mybasin.com, so if you want to get a little split screen action going, that might be the way to go. All right, we are about ready for the third quarter here at Pell Court. Henley with a 22-point lead, just really just looking to take care of business here in the second half and move to 8-0 in the Skyline Conference. Klamath Union will start with the ball. I have to imagine one of John Nahar's messages to his team at halftime was cut down the turnovers. Better passes. Well, there was an idea, but Lily Fassell was right there. Schroeder going to work and one. I was just getting ready to say, Mark, that pass probably worked a lot, would probably work against most other players.
Yeah.
But there's a reason I like to call Lily Fassel the long arm of the law. She just gets in there and takes that away. You can't get away from her.
You cannot. She's very good defensively.
Schroeder completes the and one. She was pretty quiet in the first half. Only 2 points with Andy Harmon guarding her. Harmon has 3 fouls. She's not on the court to begin the third quarter. Shade grabs the rebound, fires ahead to Schroeder. Oh my.
Nice pass by Shade.
Absolute dime, able to get it past the hands of Armijo. Schroeder kind of taking it away from her and just turning around and laying it in. A quick 5-0 spurt for Henley here in the first 49 seconds of the third quarter. Preston Shade just got called for her third foul, so she'll check out. Armijo to Zumwalt. Zumwalt tried to flip it to Segura, almost turned over. Intercepted by Fassel. And a walk-in layup for the junior. Oh, she almost did it again.
She's very active on the court.
Still going after it. She wants that ball. Armijo driving on Harper, whips it to Segura. She has to chase it down. Zumwalt inside, tapped out or lost out of bounds. It's Henley ball. Modine brings it up. 6.5 to go in the third quarter. Hands it to Harper. She'll try a three. Misses. She has hit a few threes this season.
She has. She had a good look.
Zumwalt throws it to Segura. Out to Wata for a three. That won't go. Armijo chases it down. Skips it over to Miller. Zumwalt. Armijo driving on Harper. Pulls up and puts it in. Modine hands it to Campos. Floats it to Schroeder. Fouled. Two free throws for Michaela Schroeder.
Schroeder around the basket. Once she gets the ball down low, you either got to foul her or she's going to score.
I think Andy Harmon is the only player I've seen all season that's really been able to guard her one-on-one, and they're bringing her back in now.
Yeah, those two have been battling. It's good to watch them.
Senior versus a freshman. Schroeder, certainly what the great Dick Vitale would call a diaper dandy.
Yeah.
Leading Henley in points and rebounds. Averaging 16.3 points, 13.4 rebounds.
She's just a workhorse.
Turned over, saved by Fassel. And Henley keeps possession. Bounces off the hands of Schroeder. Zumwalt sends it ahead to Wata. Wata fouled by Ladner. Third foul on Ladner. 5:08 to go in the third quarter. Set Wata misses the first free throw. She goes 0 for 2. Armijo gets the rebound, misses the putback. Outlet pass to Fasel. She can't corral it. Wilson. Zumwalt. Now Wata. Wata guarded by Fasel. Taken away. Fasel scores. Wilson. Harmon. Now Zumwalt. Wata. In traffic, gets it to drop.
Nice move by Wata.
This is Modine. Now Campos. Campos looking to go baseline. Has to retreat. Backdoor Fasel.
Wow. Wow.
Fasel having an outstanding game. Foul called. Schroeder tipped the pass, bumped Harmon in the process. That's her second. Henley's starting to work in some of their reserves, up by 31 with 3:44 to go in the third quarter. Cadence Nelson and Brooklyn Conrad have checked in for the Hornets. Jasmine Wilson flips it to Zumwalt. Wata pulls a three, rattles off the rim. Ladner takes a bump and gets the rebound. Campos. Campos harassed by Armijo, flips it to Nelson.
Nice pass. Senya Campos dealing.
Wilson pulls up, misses. Rebound bounces to Wata.
Wow.
He banks in the runner. Campos pulls a three off the mark. Chases down her own miss. Looking. Bounces it to Harper. Harper trying to get around Harmon. Fouled. And if that is on Harmon, that's her fourth. Anna Harper misses the first free throw. 2:26 to go in the third quarter. Segura and Jimenez checking in for the Pelicans. Harper was honorable mention All-State last season. Was also first team All-Tournament at the state championships after averaging 14 points and little over 10 rebounds, leading the tournament over Henley's 3 games in Forest Grove. Tough bucket on the other end, Jasmine Wilson. Still a 30-point lead for Henley. Campos. Finds Conrad, who misses the shot. Rebound comes to Ladner. She sends it off the side of the backboard, but chases down her own miss. It's happened a few times for Henley tonight. Players recovering their own misses.
Yeah, they've been out hustling the Pelicans, but Henley hasn't turned the ball over as much tonight, which is a good thing for them.
This is Zumwalt. Tight defense by Campos, nearly forces a turnover. Too strong on the shot was Wata, and Harper takes control of it. Campos. Campos tried to split the defense, lost the ball. Wata in transition. Wata misses, fouled on the putback attempt. Set Wata is 5 of 8 from the free throw line tonight. She's got 9 points. She makes the first.
Lisette Wata looks like, as a sophomore, that Coach Nahar could work around in the next couple of years. She's pretty solid.
Definitely. Older brother Grafton is the leading scorer for the Pelicans boys team, who will be playing after this. Fassell. Up to Modine. Harper able to avoid the steal, but sends it past Modine into the backcourt. Pelicans get the ball back, 43.5 seconds left in the third quarter. Miller to Wilson. Loses the ball, scooped up by Fassell. Fassell's got to be close to a double-double with steals tonight.
I was just thinking that, and that's hard to do. But for her, it's not surprising.
Fassell. Bounce to Harper. Harper puts it up, misses, gets her own miss, fouled. It's on Segura. And with 11.8 seconds to go in the third quarter, Anna Harper will have 2 free throws. She misses the first. Second one won't go. Ahead to a wide open Jimenez, but misses the layup as Modine sprinted over to contest. Out of bounds, Henley ball. This team is just relentless. Modine able to get the shot off at the buzzer. It's well off the mark. And we head to the fourth quarter with Henley up 45-16 here on mybasin.com.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see 2 things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys and I want to see my high school. And those are the 2 memories that stick out the most to me.
A 29-point lead for Henley to start the fourth quarter. Just a point shy of the running clock margin. So if the Hornets can get it to a 30-point lead, we will have a running clock the rest of the way. Looks like they will start with the ball, so a chance to do it here on the opening possession. Into Modine. Underneath, Schroeder lays it in. So there you go.
It just shows you how important Andy Harmon is inside for the Pelicans. She's got size and she can match up pretty well with Schroeder.
Segura misses the turnaround. Anna Harper in transition to Campos. Schroeder, easy money, and one. A complete mismatch down in the paint, and Schroeder takes advantage.
That was a nice entry pass anticipated by Campos. She's made some really nice passes tonight.
Schroeder completes the and one.
Schroeder's got to be close to a double-double tonight as well.
She's up to 10 points in the second half after being held to 2 in the first half. So 12 points total for her. I would say, yeah, she's almost certainly got what would be her 15th double-double of the season. This is Henley's 20th game, by the way. Jasmine Wilson, steal and a layup. And will shoot. Try to complete the and one. The clock will stop for the free throw. 6:24 to go in the fourth quarter. Wilson misses the free throw. Oh, man. Fassell just glides to the basket. Wilson pulls a three, won't go. Rebound comes to Miller. She sends it to Wata, who does make the three. Ahead to Modine. She has space for a three and rattles it in. That's her second three of the night. Here's Wilson. Jimenez. Segura finds a cutting Wata.
Good idea.
And I think Wata is hurt.
She might have a cramp. Hopefully it's a cramp.
We'll see. Yeah, that appears to be just a cramp. They're getting her stretched out. In the meantime, we'll step aside. Lisette Wata able to walk it off with a smile.
That's good.
After catching a cramp down on the baseline. Brooklyn Conrad and Cadence Nelson back in for Henley, along with Spur Barney Smith and Maddie Shranowski. So all reserves in for Henley except for Bailey Ladner. Henley's also got some JV players dressed out tonight. I would expect to see them a little later. Foul on the baseline. San Shranowski. Jimenez will inbound. You see there, Mark, Klamath Union still got their starters in. So this is a good experience for these reserve players, all of whom are juniors. Well, Ladner's a senior.
Great opportunity.
Ladner's a senior, but she is a rotation player. Ball ends up out of bounds. Clock's still running, 4 minutes to go. Zumwalt dishes to Harmon. Now Wilson. Wilson, an errant pass recovered by Harmon. She sends it to Armijo, who misses. Conrad grabs the rebound. Gives it to Ladner. And Shranowski gets bumped. It's on Armijo, that's her first. Not that it really matters at this point.
No.
Thrown into Conrad, who pulls a long three, misses. Zumwalt gets the rebound. Zumwalt able to spin away from some defenders in transition. Give it to Jimenez. Jimenez floats it into Armijo, who can't corral the pass. Taken away by Shranowski. Now Ladner has it. Here's Conrad. Conrad's pass tipped back to her. She gives it to Ladner. Ladner to Barney Smith. Barney Smith, baseline. Conrad turns it over out of bounds. Gretchen Sheen checking in for Henley. She is one of those JV call-ups. She'll be replacing Bailey Ladner.
Speaking of the JV team, they've had a great year this year.
Absolutely, under the steadfast leadership and brilliant coaching of our friend Kevin Petrick. Shranowski fouled in transition. Looks like John Nahar is now going to empty his bench. Kenzie Freed, Kaylin Vanerath, Katie Fettinger, Shakyla Jackson, and Kaylin Vanerath, and Nia Barton are the five on the floor for the Pelicans. So reserves and JVs playing out these final 2 minutes. They thought Sheen had an and one, but they call her for the travel. Vanerath brings it up. 1:10 left in this one. Taken away by Nelson. Nelson in some trouble, and a foul is called. Inbound to Sheen. Shranowski, pass too hot for Nelson. Kaylin Vanerath brings it up. Here's Barton. Nia Barton sends it to Vanerath. Tries to float it in, stolen by Conrad. 20 seconds left. Here's Sheen. Barney Smith. Floater won't go. Rebound is tipped out by Barton. And Henley may not even have to inbound here with the clock running. They do. Barney Smith pulls a three, misses. Shranowski can't get the putback to fall. Maybe one last chance for Nelson, but she passes it out. And the clock expires. Another clinical Skyline Conference win for Henley. 55-21 the final over Klamath Union. We'll take a break and get you your scoring when we come back. Matt Bowling here alongside Mark McDaniel. This is high school basketball on mybasin.com.
Parent of a high school athlete, I've given up trying to get pictures of my kid playing sports. It's nearly impossible to take pictures and enjoy the game. There is a solution though. God's Gifts Photography attends high school sporting events in the Basin to take individual and team action photos at a great price. Search God's Gifts 2 on Facebook to learn more. They'll come and capture your athlete in action, creating those frameable lifelong memories so you can watch and just enjoy the moment. Call 541-281-2206 to get your athlete on their schedule. God's Gifts Photography.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and little league teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars, there are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
At mybasin.com, we bring you the power of local radio,
the pace and reach of social media,
the information of 24-hour news,
and the excitement of local sports.
We do this with a team of radio professionals that is second to none.
Klamath Falls is a community that we love and a place that we are proud to call home.
Klamath Falls deserves a media group that is as committed to you as you are to Klamath Falls.
mybasin.com is your go-to place for news,
sports, events, and everything going on at home in Klamath Falls.
55-21, your final score here as the Henley girls move to 8-0 in the Skyline Conference, 18-2 on the season. Klamath Union dropping to 3-5 in league play, 8-12 on the season. Running you through your individual scoring, Lily Fassell leading Henley with 13 points. Michaela Schroeder had 12, Anna Harper with 10. Senya Campos with 8, Kennedy Modine with 6, Preston Shade and Cadence Nelson with 2 each. For Klamath Union, Lisette Wata had 13, and Jasmine Wilson and Bella Armijo both had 4. Mark, not really a whole lot to say about that one. I mean, Henley just the better team really in every facet of the game tonight.
Yeah, they came out and did what they had to do. I mean, they put pressure on the Pelicans and caused a lot of turnovers. And then Henley hit what Henley does. If Henley hits some threes, which they did, and then that opens up the inside for Michaela Schroeder. And then when Henley does that, and when they're on all cylinders, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with in the state tournament.
All right, we're going to keep it to that much because we've got to step aside and prepare the stream and the radio broadcast for the boys' game. Got about 15 minutes before the start of that one. You don't have to go anywhere, those of you watching at home. We're going to keep broadcasting on this same stream. But for now, we're going to take a quick break, get oriented for the next game. Matt Bowling here alongside Mark McDaniel. This is high school basketball on mybasin.com. All right, welcome in or welcome back if you were with us for the girls' game. Alongside Mark McDaniel, I'm Matt Bowling, getting ready for the second leg of our Skyline Conference doubleheader between the Henley and Klamath Union boys here at Pell Court. Now, it has to be said, it seems fairly likely that both of these teams are going to miss the postseason. However, there is still plenty at stake on both sides. Klamath Union still alive for a postseason spot, although 1.5 games behind Hidden Valley. They will likely have to beat the Mustangs twice to sneak into that third spot, take it from them, which is certainly going to be a tall task. Henley, I think, for all intents and purposes at this point, is out of the postseason picture at 0-7 in Skyline Conference play, but they can certainly deal a huge blow to their rivals' chances as well as deny them a season sweep. Klamath Union won the first 2 games these teams played, and certainly going 3-0 against Henley would be something to hang the hat on for this Pelicans senior class, after they did not win a single game against the Hornets in their first 3 seasons.
Yeah, Matt, I think tonight, like you said, the Henley can play the spoiler, and they wouldn't, at this point juncture of the season, they wouldn't like anything more, but they've lost multiple games this year by 6 or less points, especially against teams like Mazama or KU, so it could be a night when they can play spoiler and get off the schneid. It would mean a lot for a young team like this.
Yeah, the majority of Henley's Skyline Conference games, including both games against Klamath Union, were 1 or 2 possession affairs. I mean, a 54-51 loss here at Pell Court on January 9th, 53-46 on January 28th at the Hornets' Nest. That was a Klamath Union team missing 2 starters, though, on the 28th, so you have to imagine their confidence is going to be pretty high with both of these guys back. We're going to talk a little bit more about those games and give you the starters after this break here on mybasin.com and 104.3 and 960 Sports.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice, I know you're coming home, I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Back with you here at Pell Court as we get ready to introduce the starting lineups. For Henley, it's Bryson Montag, Reese Schmerbach, Micah Ibarra, Carson Sims, and Corbin Hamilton. Carson Sims getting his first career start. This has been great to watch his season unfold. He started the year with the JV team, was kind of a swinger, and has now carved out a role on varsity full-time and getting his first career start this evening. For Klamath Union, Bryce Peterson, Roland Vanerath, Ryan Glidden, Landon Bogatay, and Grafton Wata. Bogatay was one of the starters missing the last time these teams met. Malcolm Lassett Hankins was the other one. He is not starting tonight, but he is dressed out. Went through warm-ups, so would expect to see him. I think Bryce Peterson and Roland Vanerath, though, did an excellent job filling in for both of those guys, so definitely makes sense to have them in the starting lineup again. Peterson had 10 points in that Henley game at the Hornets' Nest on January 28th, including the final bucket to essentially ice the game. Vanerath had a massive steal and a layup with under 1:30 to go on a possession where Henley could have tied the game. Took it from a 3-point game to a 5-point game in the blink of an eye. Huge, huge play for him. He finished with 11 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. So as we mentioned, Mark, I mean, you have to think the confidence is really high for this Klamath Union team, knowing that they were able to go into hostile territory and win a game down 2 starters.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And then, you know, just tonight, they still have a chance. So they have something really to play for. But, you know, these games between these two teams for years now are scrappy, they're intense, and they're just really fun to watch, and I don't expect any different tonight.
Henley, on the other end, hoping the third time will be the charm, as they've hung with the Pelicans in each of their first 2 games, but just let it get away from them at the end. In the first game between these teams this season on here at Pell Court, they had 2 looks at the game-tying 3 inside the final 10 seconds, missed them both.
They did.
Pelicans win the tip-off, and Wata turns it over. Here's Micah Ibarra dishing to Hamilton. Hamilton thought about pulling up, goes to Sims. He hands it to Schmerbach. Sims down on the right side. Up to Schmerbach. Passing it around, now Montag. Schmerbach.
KU playing a zone, a tight zone.
And they force a turnover. Glidden intercepts the pass. And Bryce Peterson will bring it up the court. Peterson to Wata. Grafton Wata going in and gets fouled. His first foul on Bryson Montag. That sends Grafton Wata to the free throw line. Makes the first shot. Wata scored 25 points in both of the first 2 Henley games, while shooting 61% from the field. Goes 50% from the free throw line, and they're going to have to stop to fix the net before they continue.
I'm surprised they didn't fix it before that last free throw.
Schmerbach brings it up the court to Carson Sims. Ibarra floats it in for Montag. Back out to Schmerbach. Now Sims. Sims for 3. Off the rim. Montag can't keep the rebound in. It'll be Klamath Union ball. Thrown into Peterson. Peterson has it taken away. Hamilton to Ibarra for the easy layup. Peterson gives it to Vanerath. Vanerath. Peterson. Vanerath. Guarded tightly by Ibarra. Sends it to Bogatay. Bogatay driving into the paint, pulls up and connects. with Bogatay and Wata. KU has a serious size advantage as Glidden intercepts another pass. In transition, Wata through traffic. 2 minutes gone in the first quarter. 5-2 lead for Klamath Union. Bounce to Hamilton, out to Ibarra. Over to Sims. Schmerbach. Ibarra. Inside Hamilton. Back out to Ibarra. Now Montag. At the top of the key, Hamilton. Hamilton denied. Wata and Glidden, I think, might have both gotten a hand on that one.
And then it was off the Henley player's leg. Good defense.
Into Peterson. Now Vanerath. Vanerath picked up by Schmerbach. Bounces it to Peterson. Peterson. To Bogatay. Over to Wata for three. No. Hamilton grabs the board underneath. Now Schmerbach the other way. Shoveled to Hamilton in the corner. His three won't go. Bogatay fighting for the rebound. Montag taps it out of bounds. Klamath Union inbounding in front of their own bench. Peterson. Wata gets away from Montag. Takes a shot, misses. Hamilton. Pass tipped out by Peterson. It will stay with the Hornets.
Matt, I think for Henley, they're going to have to find a way to score points. They're only averaging about a little over 47 points a game, and that's been their Achilles heel a little bit. They got to find a way to put the ball in the basket.
Ibarra bouncing it to Montag. Wata said, get that out of here. Peterson on the other end. Bogatay over to Wata. Bogatay regathers, gives it to Vanerath. 15 on the shot clock. Here's Peterson. Peterson to Vanerath. Back out to Wata for three. Rattles out. Vanerath in for the rebound. Rejected by Hamilton. And a foul called on Klamath Union. Malcolm Lassett-Hankins checking in for the Pelicans. Jeremiah Brunick in for the Hornets. Halfway through the first quarter, it's a 5-2 lead for Klamath Union. Schmerbach. Pop pass to Montag. He's fouled underneath. Ibarra to inbound underneath. Fires it up to Mick, now in the corner. And that's a three from Schmerbach. Just barely outside the arc, and it's a tie game. Not for long, though, as Bogatay drives in and gets a bucket on the other end. Schmerbach looking to drive, travels. Peterson. Picked up by Ibarra. Peterson's got to get it across. Just does. Peterson. Over to Bogatay. Bogatay, reverse layup, falls. And Henley needs a timeout. 9-5 lead for Klamath Union. 3:02 to go in the first quarter here on mybasin.com, 104.3 and 960 Sports.
We drive play an important part of our everyday. Whether we're going to work, dropping off the kids at school, or maybe even on that first date. Vehicles we drive play an important role in all of that. And that's why at Klamath Falls Subaru, we are so passionate about getting you the long-lasting vehicle that you will love. When you come to our store, you'll find that every department is dedicated to caring for our customers, which is why I can proudly send anyone here knowing that they will be treated like family. Stop by and say hi. When you come to Klamath Falls Subaru, you're coming home.
Henley with the ball out of the timeout, trailing 9-5 here at Pell Court.
Yeah, Matt, on that last timeout, Coach Stock wasn't real happy with the rotation on defense, and he kind of let the Hornets have it a little bit.
He's not a guy that does that very often.
He is not. He is not.
If he's that upset, then something is seriously wrong. Here's Nolan Mick. Nice drive and one.
That's a tough shot over Bogate.
So Henley a chance to get this back to a one-point game as Mick tries to complete the and one. He does. Peterson, Wata, Bogate. Bogate drives and one. Landon Bogate feeling good as he goes to the line. He's already got 8 points. Giving the bench a little nod and completes the and one. Back to a 4-point lead. Sims, guarded by Lassett Hankins. Bounce to Ibarra. Out to Sims for a three. No good. Another try for Ibarra. That won't go. Mick gets the rebound and he's fouled. That's the fourth foul on Klamath Union, so Henley now in the bonus. And it's the second on Ryan Glidden.
Nolan Mick is hitting the boards hard, working hard.
2:10 to go in the first quarter. Sims. Mick, open for three. Montag connects. And again, they have to fix the net. This time it's the other basket. What do you suppose might be going on with the nets tonight, Mark?
Well, when you shoot it and you swish it like that, you call that a little string music. Yeah, that's just a great shot. Hung the net.
Lassett Hankins to Tilden Kaufman. Now Peterson. Bogate fires to Glidden. Glidden creates space, misses the shot. Hamilton gets the board. Ibarra in transition. To a cutting Montag, too strong off the glass. Putback won't fall. Montag gets it, and the third chance goes. Henley pulls in front, 13-12. Kaufman tries to dime it to Glidden. It's intercepted. Turned over. Bogate in transition. Bogate to Lassett Hankins. Now Peterson for three. No. Kaufman the rebound. Back out to Peterson. Guarded by Ibarra. Hands it to Kaufman. Lassett Hankins. Bogate tries a three. He connects. It's the Landon Bogate show here in the first quarter. A 15-13 lead for Klamath Union. 32 seconds to go.
He's feeling it.
$12 points so far for the junior. We mentioned he didn't play the last time these two teams met. In the first game, very first game of the season between Henley and Klamath Union, he had 10 points, all of them in the first half.
Well, we got to fix the net again, Matt.
This man is making up for lost time. That's the third time.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen 3 in a game.
Third time the net's gotten caught like that.
Maybe the nets are a little loose.
About a 4-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Ibarra pulls a 3, way off.
Wata blocked that.
Henley could have held for the last shot after that offensive rebound. Instead, Klamath Union can now hold. Peterson to Wata. 6 seconds left. Wata flips it to Lassett Hankins for a 3, no good. It's going to have to be a half-court heave. It's way off. And we end the first quarter with Klamath Union leading 15-13 here on mybasin.com and 104.3 and 960 Sports. As we get ready to start the second quarter here at Klamath Union, Landon Bogate has 12 points. Henley has 13. A remarkable first quarter effort from the junior big man. Gives his team a 2-point lead as they try to keep their playoff hopes alive.
Yeah, I think, this is exciting. Henley is actually rebounding a little bit with against a bigger team, but Bogate's having a great game so far, like you said.
Here's Reese Schmerbach sending it to Ibarra. Schmerbach, Ibarra into the corner, Hamilton. On the block, Montag can't score over Lassett Hankins.
They got what they wanted on that play.
Peterson charges in, misses the layup. Ibarra has his pocket picked. Kaufman ahead to Lassett Hankins for the layup. Schmerbach to Sims. To Ibarra. Schmerbach. Montag out to Sims. Schmerbach. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Hamilton inside. Montag fouled by Wata. That's the second foul on Wata. And Klamath Union calls a timeout now. 1 minute gone in the second quarter. Pelicans with a 4-point lead here on 104.3 and 960 Sports and mybasin.com.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see two things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys and I want to see my high school. And those are the two memories that stick out the most to me.
Bryson Montag getting set to shoot 2 free throws, trying to get this back to a one-possession game for Henley. Montag had a great outing last time Henley played KU. 18 points, 7 rebounds, 4 steals, and 2 assists. This is the first free throw here. Montag goes 0 for 2, but it's tipped in by Hamilton. So Henley gets their 2 points out of it anyway. Bogate. Peterson. To Tilden Kaufman. Taken away by Montag. Montag scores on the other end, and it's tied up at 17. Here's Peterson. Lassett Hankins to Vanerath. Lassett Hankins up top, Peterson. Kaufman, long three, air ball, right into the arms of Montag. This is Sims. Sims a drive. Sims a bucket. He scores over Bogate, and Henley's back in front.
Matt, earlier, Grafton Wata picked up his second foul.
They've subbed him out. Peterson. Kaufman. Peterson, space for a three. Good. Turned over. Peterson dispossessed by Sims. It was last touched by Sims before going out of bounds, so it will stay with the Pelicans. 5:36 left here in the second quarter. Reese Johnson checking in for Klamath Union. He started in place of Bogate in the second Henley KU game. Peterson. Denied Ibarra. Oh, Sims almost committed a backcourt there. Schmerbach barely got across the half-court line in time. Schmerbach for three now. Rattles out. Peterson to Vanerath. Vanerath guarded by Corbin Hamilton. Vanerath under pressure, trying to get it out. It's turned over. Montag the other way. Montag drives, misses. Rebound batted around. Finally, Vanerath hauls it in. Peterson with space, kicks it to a wide open Bogate, who misses the three. Sims in transition. Sims can't complete the coast-to-coast. Peterson fires to Bogate. Bogate fouled. It's on Montag. That's his second. Finn Charlton and Nolan Mick checking in for Henley. .4:17 left in the first half. Jason Chu has checked in for Klamath Union. Inbound up top to Vanerath. Chu. Lassett Hankins. Johnson. Chu. Reese Johnson. Here's Roland Vanerath. Vanerath doubled and travels. Schmerbach brings it up. Bounces to Sims. Schmerbach. Charlton. Mick. This is Charlton. Now back to Schmerbach. Montag. Whips it over to Charlton. They hand it to Sims. 8 seconds left. Sims, a baseline drive. Bounce pass to Schmerbach. He's in trouble. They've got to shoot it. They don't get it off in time.
Good defense by the Pelicans on that possession.
I think Schmerbach had a little room to take a three in the corner. He kind of hesitated.
Coach Case still keeping his star Wata on the bench.
Well, Pelicans have been managing all right without him.
They are.
They're up 20-19, 3:13 to go in the first half. Here's Reese Johnson. Bogatay with Montag on him. Sends it out to Vanrath for a three off the rim. This is Schmerbach. In the corner, Mick. Up to Schmerbach. Now Charlton. Hamilton travels. Give you a quick update on our Gino's Cafe Game of the Week. The Bonanza girls handed Lost River their first league loss, 44-39. Bonanza and Lost River boys coming up next as Reese Johnson is called for the travel. Josh Eldridge is on the call for those games. You can also watch them on mybasin.com. Montag. Bounces out, almost stolen. This is Hamilton.
Oh,
cross court tipped, and Peterson's going to take it away at the other end. Peterson, long three, no good. Lassett Hankins keeps the rebound in. It finds Bogatay, who finds Johnson underneath for the layup. What a sequence. Montag, space, gets it to drop. Back to a 1-point lead for Klamath Union. 1:45 to go in the first half. This is Vanerath. Looking for a cutting Bogatay. He's able to save it from going out of bounds. And now Peterson is fouled. It's on Nolan Mick. That's his second. Bryce Peterson to Landon Bogatay. Up to Malcolm Lassett Hankins. Reese Johnson. Vanerath. Bogatay. Guarded by Montag. Shovels it over to Peterson. And the three's no good. Here's Hamilton. Up to Schmerbach. In the corner, Ibarra. Schmerbach to Hamilton. 1 minute left in the first half. Sims. Schmerbach tipped by Lassett Hankins. Goes out of bounds. It will stay with the Hornets. They have 13 seconds on the shot clock. Ibarra sends it into Schmerbach at half court. Schmerbach to Ibarra. Cross court pass to Sims. Sims drives, pulls up, and connects. Timely bucket by Carson Sims puts Henley back in front. 33 seconds left. This is Johnson. Now Peterson. Vanerath. Vanerath is fouled. It's on Carson Sims, his first. Inbound to Peterson. Pelicans can hold for the last shot of the first half. Johnson. Disrupted. Gets it back. Gives it to Bogatay. 9 seconds left. Peterson drives, travels. Fairly easy call there for the official.
Yeah, now the Hornets have a chance to get a shot off here.
5.4 seconds on the clock. Ibarra will inbound. He rolls it into Schmerbach. Schmerbach to Ibarra. Long three off the top of the backboard. But Henley takes a 23-22 lead into halftime here at Pell Court. Can the Hornets get their first Skyline Conference win of the season and deal a massive blow to Klamath Union's postseason chances? We'll have your individual scoring after this break here on mybasin.com and 104.3 and 960 Sports.
Parent of a high school athlete, I've given up trying to get pictures of my kid playing sports. It's nearly impossible to take pictures and enjoy the game. There is a solution though. God's Gifts Photography attends high school sporting events in the Basin to take individual and team action photos at a great price. Search God's Gifts 2 on Facebook to learn more. They'll come and capture your athlete in action, creating those frameable lifelong memories so you can watch and just enjoy the moment. Call 541-281-2206 to get your athlete on their schedule. God's Gifts Photography.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and little league teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars. There are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
At mybasin.com, we bring you the power of local radio,
the pace and reach of social media,
the information of 24-hour news,
and the excitement of local sports.
We do this with a team of radio professionals that is second to none.
Klamath Falls is a community that we love and a place that we are proud to call home.
Klamath Falls deserves a media group that is as committed to you as you are to Klamath Falls.
mybasin.com is your go-to place for news,
sports, events, and everything going on at home in Klamath Falls.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice, I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Henley 23, Klamath Union 22 at halftime here at Pell Court. Matt Bowling here alongside Mark McDaniel. Let's take a look at your scoring. For Klamath Union, Landon Bogate had 12 points in the first quarter, was held off the board in the second. He was followed by Grafton Wataw with 3, Bryce Peterson with 3, Malcolm Lassett-Hankins and Reese Johnson both with 2. For Henley, Bryson Montag has 9. Carson Sims has 4. Reese Schmerbach and Nolan Mick both have 3. And Micah Ibarra and Corbin Hamilton both have 2. Well, Mark, I mean, it's certainly been a back-and-forth game, perhaps a little sloppy on both ends, but, you know, again, Henley is right here in this one.
Yeah, after that timeout, when I think Henley had a little bit of lapse on defense, and Coach Stock, like you said, which he rarely does, you use his type of leadership to get on him a little bit about his frustrations. They kind of came back out and they kind of played pretty aggressive, and actually they hung in there. So, you know, if you're Coach Stock, I'm thinking, hey, we've been in a lot of games. We might as well hang in it. And somebody hits a shot at the end, we might win a game. We might win and put a damper on the Pelicans' playoff chances. But it's a scrappy, it's entertaining. But hey, who knows?
Now let's take a look at the Skyline Conference standings once again. Henley down there at the bottom, 0-7. Probably, most likely, out of postseason contention. Maybe not mathematically, but when you look at their remaining schedule, it's pretty unlikely that they're going to get all the breaks they need in order to sneak into a playoff spot. Klamath Union does have a chance, even though they will likely have to beat Hidden Valley twice, which is not going to be an easy feat. You can see on the right side of the screen the OSAA, the computer rankings for 4A. Hidden Valley 14th, Klamath Union 27th. Quite a big gap there. But, you know, Henley can really mess things up for their rivals, and they would certainly like to do that after dropping the first 2 games against the Pelicans, both of which came down to the last couple minutes. We got one more break to take here in halftime. We'll be about ready for the second half when we come back here on mybasin.com and 104.3 and 960 Sports.
Parent of a high school athlete, I've given up trying to get pictures of my kid playing sports. It's nearly impossible to take pictures and enjoy the game. There is a solution, though. God's Gifts Photography attends high school sporting events in the Basin to take individual and team action photos at a great price. Search God's Gifts 2 on Facebook to learn more. They'll come and capture your athlete in action, creating those frameable lifelong memories so you can watch and just enjoy the moment. Call 541-281-2206 to get your athlete on their schedule. God's Gifts Photography.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars, there are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
At mybasin.com, we bring you the power of local radio,
the pace and reach of social media,
the information of 24-hour news,
and the excitement of local sports.
We do this with a team of radio professionals that is second to none.
Klamath Falls is a community that we love and a place that we are proud to call home.
Klamath Falls deserves a media group that is as committed to you as you are to Klamath Falls.
mybasin.com is your go-to place for news,
sports, events, and everything going on at home in Klamath Falls.
parent of a high school athlete, I've given up trying to get pictures of my kid playing sports. It's nearly impossible to take pictures and enjoy the game. There is a solution, though. God's Gifts Photography attends high school sporting events in the Basin to take individual and team action photos at a great price. Search God's Gifts 2 on Facebook to learn more. They'll come and capture your athlete in action, creating those frameable lifelong memories so you can watch and just enjoy the moment. Call 541-281-2206 to get your athlete on their schedule. God's Gifts Photography.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars, there are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services.
Just about ready for the start of the second half. Grafton Wata back in for Klamath Union after picking up his second foul early in the first half. He was limited to 3 points, all in the first quarter. They try to throw it to a cutting Wata, but Corbin Hamilton comes up with the interception. Here's Reese Schmerbach. Hamilton. Schmerbach. Sims. Montag. Flips it to Ibarra. Ibarra trying to flip it down low to Montag. He's unable to get a shot off. They fire it back to Carson Sims. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Schmerbach takes a three and misses. Peterson up to Lassett Hankins. Back to Peterson. Here's Wata. The dish to Lassett Hankins. Can't finish on the drive, and a foul called on Ryan Glidden. That's the third foul on Glidden. First of the third quarter for either side. Here's Montag. Over to Ibarra. Sims. Ibarra. Montag skips through the defense and gets the bucket.
Nice step through.
Here's Peterson. Wata answers on the other end. Schmerbach to Ibarra. Hands it to Schmerbach. Now Sims. Montag. Montag, baseline drive, kicks it back out to Hamilton. He drives in, sinks the mid-range. Wata. Wata, and one.
Henley 2-foul 1. One on the line,
Wata completes the and one, and the game is tied. That was a tremendous move from him. As Ibarra misses a three on the other end, Montag gets fouled underneath. He moves really well for a bigger player.
He does. Very athletic.
Three off the inbound. Hamilton missed it. 5.5 to go in the third quarter. They give it to Wata. He kicks it out to Peterson. Lassett Hankins to Landon Bogate. Bogate looking to drive and called for the travel. Here's Reese Schmerbach. Ibarra into Montag to a cutting Hamilton. The floater won't go. Montag's putback misses.
Oh.
Another try. Now a fourth opportunity, and he's fouled on the way up. And that's on Glidden. That is his fourth. Sends Montag to the free throw line with a chance to get Henley back ahead.
Did he have 4 rebounds on one series right there?
I think so. Montag makes the first free throw.
He just couldn't get it in the bucket.
He's a good rebounder.
Yeah, he can jump.
He had 10 rebounds in Henley's game against Mazama on Saturday. He goes 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Bogate can't get the roll in on the other end, but he will head to the free throw line. It's on Montag. That's his third. Montag fouled out in the fourth quarter of Henley's first game against Klamath Union. Now he'll check out for Nolan Mick as Landon Bogate makes the first free throw. That's his first point since the first quarter, in which he had 12. Goes 2 for 2, and we're back even. 29-29, 4:45 to go in the third. Schmerbach to Ibarra. Ibarra, Schmerbach. Sims gets it around the defender, gets it back, cross court to Ibarra, inside to Mick. Mick scores over Johnson.
Tough shot, tough shot.
Peterson with Ibarra on him, sends it over to Wataw. Wataw to Lassett Hankins to Peterson. Bogate finds his way to the rack. You do not want to let him heat back up if you're Henley. Schmerbach to Sims. Ibarra for 3. It's good. Wataw fouled. That's on Mick, his third. They call it on the floor, so Peterson will inbound. Jeremiah Brunick subs in for Nolan Mick. Corbin Hamilton thought it was him being called off. Peterson into Wataw. Wataw, baseline drive, and a foul. That's the fourth on Henley, so Klamath Union now in the bonus.
If Wataw gets the baseline on you, you're in trouble.
Wataw, again the baseline. Can't score. Almost intercepts the pass. They'll say it tipped out off a Henley player. Got a bit of a blind spot right underneath us here at Pell Court. Wataw. Johnson. Peterson. Bogate for 3. No. Hamilton the rebound. Ibarra back up the court. Over to Sims. Fires it to Schmerbach in the corner. Hamilton. Ibarra. Sims. Dribbles in a long 2. Rattles out. There's Bryce Peterson. Now Bogate. Bogate coming through.
Tough shot.
1 point lead for Henley. Here's Schmerbach. Ibarra. Brunick. Cross court to Schmerbach. Up to Ibarra. Schmerbach, mid-range. Pops out. Klamath Union can retake the lead here. 2:11 to go in the third quarter. Here's Grafton Wataw. Loses it, gets it back, shakes his defender. Oh! Sends it over the head of Tilden Kaufman. And Klamath Union wants a timeout. They trail 34-33 with 2 minutes even here in the third quarter. Matt Bowling here alongside Mark McDaniel. You're watching high school basketball on mybasin.com and listening on 104.3 and 960 Sports. Henley ball coming out of the timeout. Here's Ibarra. Over to Schmerbach. Ibarra. Carson Sims up to Micah Ibarra. Schmerbach to Sims in the corner. This is Hamilton. Shooting foul. And Corbin Hamilton will head to the free throw line.
That's on Wataw.
That's his third. 1:38 to go in the third quarter. Corbin Hamilton had an outstanding game against Mazama on Saturday. 16 points. He's only got 4 so far as he misses the first free throw. Makes the second. It's a 2-point lead for the Hornets. Peterson. Over to Reese Johnson. Bogate to Wataw. Pulls a three. Connects.
Off the backboard.
Klamath Union up by 1. 1:15 to go in the third quarter. Hamilton to Schmerbach. Ibarra for 3. Off the rim. Bogate in transition. Has it ripped away from him by Schmerbach. Now here come the Hornets. Schmerbach takes a pause, gets set up, fires it over to Ibarra for a 3. No! Schmerbach back into the corner on the other side, sends it up to Sims. Now Schmerbach for 3. You got it! (38-36). 33 seconds left in the third. This is Kaufman, loses the ball. And a foul on Tilden Kaufman. That's going to send Henley to the free throw line. Reese Schmerbach, the junior. Had 11 points against Mazama on Saturday. Hit 3 threes. He's hit 2 tonight.
Yeah. I think this is going to come down to free throws, Matt. You make your free throws, you might win the game.
(25). Peterson. 15 to go. Here's Wataw. Bogate. Peterson. 8 seconds. Bogate, a drive. Bogate! Oh my! Henley won't get the answer from the full court heave, and Klamath Union cuts it back to a 2-point lead, or 2-point deficit, I suppose, headed to the fourth quarter. Matt Bowling here alongside Mark McDaniel. This is high school basketball on mybasin.com and 104.3 and 960 Sports.
We drive play an important part of our everyday. Whether we're going to work, dropping off the kids at school, or maybe even on that first date. Vehicles we drive play an important role in all of that. And that's why at Klamath Falls Subaru, we are so passionate about getting you the long-lasting vehicle that you will love. When you come to our store, you'll find that every department is dedicated to caring for our customers, which is why I can proudly send anyone here knowing that they will be treated like family. Stop by and say hi. When you come to Klamath Falls Subaru, you're coming home.
Getting ready to start the fourth quarter. Henley leading Klamath Union 40-38. Hornets trying to avoid the season sweep against the Pelicans and deal a major blow, perhaps a deadly blow, to their playoff hopes. It's going to be Henley ball.
Here we go.
Henley has had so many games come down to the wire in Skyline Conference play, but they just haven't been able to get over the top. Can they do it tonight? They almost turn it over. It'll stay Henley ball. Ibarra inbound to Montag. Schmerbach throws it out of bounds.
I thought he was going to take the shot.
Vanerath sends it into Lassett Hankins. Reese Johnson to Grafton Wataw. Bogate. Back out to Vanerath. Now Lassett Hankins. Now around to Wataw. Wataw drives, throws it up, misses, gets his own miss. Shovels it to Bogate for a three. It rattles in. Klamath Union up by one. 1 minute gone in the fourth quarter. Ibarra looking baseline. Montag, it's tapped out. Still Henley ball. Ibarra looking to inbound. Floats it in. It's turned over. Pelicans have numbers. Wataw, bang!
With the jam.
Another turnover. Watch out. Oh! Back-to-back jams for the senior. And Henley needs a timeout. Pell Court has exploded as Klamath Union takes a 45-40 lead with 6:42 to go in this one.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
A 9-0 run from Klamath Union dating back to the third quarter has given them a 45-40 lead with 6:32 to go in this one. Grafton Wata with back-to-back dunks. He has got this place rocking. Ibarra for three. No. Fired ahead to Johnson. Johnson tied up, and they call a foul. Bit of a tough call there on Micah Ibarra.
Yeah.
And it certainly looked as though he had all ball. Reese Johnson knocks in the first free throw.
Tough call.
Two for two goes Johnson.
Henley's going to have to answer.
Schmerbach. 6 minutes to go. Ibarra. Down to Sims in the corner. Back up to Ibarra. 15 on the shot clock. Montag loses it. They throw it to Wata. Wata, my goodness. He just makes it look easy. Henley turns it over again. Too far ahead of Wata. This is now a 13-0 Klamath Union run, dating back to the third quarter. Lassett Hankins tips the pass out of bounds. Montag. Over to Schmerbach. Hamilton. Ibarra. Montag. In traffic, it pops out. The shot's just not falling for Henley at perhaps the worst possible time. 5 minutes to go. Klamath Union up by 9. Here's Lassett Hankins. To Wata. Bogate. Wata. Van Rath, 5 on the shot clock. Tries to whip it down low to Lassett Hankins. It rolls out. Timeout, Klamath Union. They lead 49-40 with 4:36 to go in the fourth quarter. Matt Bowling alongside Mark McDaniel. This is high school basketball on mybasin.com, 104.3 and 960 Sports.
MyBasin.com, we bring you the power of local radio,
the pace and reach of social media,
the information of 24-hour news,
and the excitement of local sports.
We do this with a team of radio professionals that is second to none.
Klamath Falls is a community that we love and a place that we are proud to call home.
Klamath Falls deserves a media group that is as committed to you as you are to Klamath Falls.
MyBasin.com is your go-to place for news,
sports, events, and everything going on at home in Klamath Falls.
Klamath Union with a 9-point lead over Henley with 4 minutes, 36 seconds left to go in the fourth. Pelicans are currently on a 13-0 run dating back to the third quarter. Started after Henley took what was, at the time, their largest lead of the game at 4 points. Grafton Wata laying down a couple of dunks.
Yeah, now's the time Henley just needs to just calm down, relax, and stay in the game.
Wata has 14 points in the second half after having 3. He scored 14 points in the second half after scoring 3 in the first. Montag can't break the drought for Henley. Here's Landon Bogatay to Wata. Vanerath. Pressured by Ibarra, gets it to Lassett Hankins. He'll drive and one. The onslaught continues. Malcolm Lassett Hankins, we mentioned earlier, missed the second Henley game. And he makes the second free throw. Or, well, he makes the and one. $12-point lead now for the Pelicans. Montag sends it over to Hamilton. Ibarra to Schmerbach. Drive from Sims, misses. Bogatay to Lassett Hankins. Oh, Lassett Hankins goes down. Schmerbach fouled by Wata. So Schmerbach with the chance to end a 16-0 Klamath Union run. 3:26 to go in the fourth quarter. The run started towards the end of the third. Schmerbach makes the free throw, first free throw. Waiting for them to clean some sweat off the floor before they get to the second free throw. Should mention, the last time these teams met, Henley trailed by 11 with about this much time left. They rallied to cut it to 3 with a minute and a half to go. And they call timeout here. We'll take one too. This is high school basketball on mybasin.com and 104.3 and 960 Sports. Reese Johnson inbounding for Klamath Union out of the timeout.
Henley, oh, they got
intercepted by Montag. He can't cash in. Bryce Peterson. Here's Bogatay. Looking to drive. Fouled. It's on Corbin Hamilton. That's his first. And the third on Henley. Inbound to Wata. To Bogatay. Wata, Bogatay, Vanerath.
Henley needs a stop here.
Johnson. Bogatay. 15 on the shot clock. They give it to Wata. Peterson. Taken away by Montag, but it comes to Wata. The elbow jumper goes in. Grafton Wataw has simply taken over this game in the second half, especially here in the fourth quarter. Henley almost turns it over. Johnson sends it out of bounds. It's a 12-point lead for the Pelicans with 2:18 remaining. Henley needs some shots to start falling quickly. Ibarra into Hamilton. Up to Schmerbach. Ibarra. Schmerbach for three. No. Montag put back, falls. Montag going for the interception. It ends up out of bounds. It will stay with the Pelicans. Here's Roland Vanerath. Bryce Peterson. Bogate. Wataw drives, pulls up from the free throw line, misses. Ibarra. Montag looking to drive, instead sends it out to Ibarra. Minute and a half to go. Montag will drive and will miss. Peterson. Wataw. Peterson. Vanerath. Peterson gets it to Johnson. Klamath Union in full kill clock mode here. Bryce Peterson gives it to Ibarra. 7 on the shot clock. Wataw misses the drive. Rebound comes out to Peterson. Peterson dishes to Johnson for the bucket. And Klamath Union's starting quarterback has just about put this one on ice. It's probably already on ice, to tell you the truth. But now the Pelicans can essentially dribble this one out as Henley misses at the other end. A 16-0 run by Klamath Union, spanning the late third and about the first half of the fourth quarter was what did it for them in this one.
It did.
The Pelicans go 3-0 on the season against Henley and keep their playoff hopes alive. 56-44, the final score. Matt Bowling here alongside Mark McDaniel. We will have your final stats right after this break. Don't go away just yet. We got some more for you here on mybasin.com and 104.3 and 960 Sports.
Parent of a high school athlete, I've given up trying to get pictures of my kid playing sports. It's nearly impossible to take pictures and enjoy the game. There is a solution though. God's Gifts Photography attends high school sporting events in the Basin to take individual and team action photos at a great price. Search God's Gifts 2 on Facebook to learn more. They'll come and capture your athlete in action, creating those frameable lifelong memories so you can watch and just enjoy the moment. Call 541-281-2206 to get your athlete on their schedule. God's Gifts Photography.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and little league teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars. There are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account to retirement planning and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
At mybasin.com, we bring you the power of local radio,
The pace and reach of social media,
The information of 24-hour news,
and the excitement of local sports.
We do this with a team of radio professionals that is second to none.
Klamath Falls is a community that we love and a place that we are proud to call home.
Klamath Falls deserves a media group that is as committed to you as you are to Klamath Falls.
mybasin.com is your go-to place for news,
sports, events, and everything going on at home in Klamath Falls.
Klamath Union 56, Henley 44, your final here at Pell Court as the home team sweeps Henley 3-0 against the Hornets this season. They keep their playoff hopes alive, improve to 3-5 in Skyline Conference play. Henley drops to 0-8. You have to imagine, Mark, this 3-0 is pretty cathartic for the 8 Klamath Union seniors who had never beaten Henley coming into this year.
That's amazing. You know, it just the fourth quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter, it was anybody's game. And then the two seniors for Pelicans, Bogate and Waton, they just stepped up. You know, for the Hornets, you know, it's a common thing. I mean, Bogate.
Bogate's a junior.
Yeah, he's a junior.
Yes.
But, I mean, they just stepped up. And then Henley, on the other hand, it's been a common theme this year. They get into that fourth quarter. They have a chance, and maybe it's just a sign of a young team still not being able to step up to that pressure. But it was a very entertaining game. The Hornets were in it, but hats off to the Pelicans.
Yeah, I think it's just, you know, another one of those dry spells. Those are what's really contributed to a lot of these Henley losses. They just struggle to score at inopportune times. I mean, you look at the game on Saturday against Mazama, they came back from down 7 with 3:40 to go, forced overtime, but were held to 4 points in the extra period and ended up losing 65-59. Speaking of scoring, let's go through the numbers here for Klamath Union. Landon Bogate, 23 points. Outstanding night from him, as well as Grafton Wata, 19 points. He had 3 at halftime, but really just took over this game down the stretch, as he does for Klamath Union. Others for the Pelicans, Reese Johnson with 6, Malcolm Lassett-Hankins with 5, Bryce Peterson with 3. For Henley, Bryson Montag with 15, Reese Schmerbach with 10, Micah Ibarra, Nolan Mick, and Corbin Hamilton with 5 each, Carson Sims with 4. We have one more break to take. After that, we will tell you what is next for both of these teams. Got a little bit more for you here on mybasin.com. Stay with us for just a couple more minutes.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place home. And then I heard your voice. I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coldwell Banker, where home begins.
All right, once again, your final here at Klamath Union, 56-44. Pelicans win for the 3rd time this season against the Hornets. We'll give you a look at the Skyline Conference standings, which are now outdated after this game. But you can see Klamath Union now 3-5, Henley now 0-8. Pelicans, as we said, have an outside chance at getting into the playoffs, but they've got to play all 3 teams ahead of them, including Hidden Valley twice. They host Hidden Valley tomorrow, then travel to Mazama on Friday. Next Tuesday, they will travel to Hidden Valley, and then next Friday, they will host Phoenix. So They certainly control their own destiny, but it will be no easy task for them to try to move up into that third spot.
Right. Well, the biggest thing is they have a chance. That's all you want at this time of year. So they're in control of their own destiny.
For Henley, I mean, at this point, you're really just playing for pride and maybe trying to get some momentum going into next season. The Hornets will host Phoenix on Friday, travel to Hidden Valley next Monday, travel to Mazama next Tuesday, and host Hidden Valley for their final regular season, for their final game of the season next on the 25th. The 25th, that is 2 weeks from tonight. 2 weeks from tonight, sorry. I majored in journalism, not math. But that about does it for us here at Klamath Union. For my partner, Mark McDaniel, I'm Matt Bowling, saying good night from Pell Court. You've been watching high school basketball on mybasin.com.